Hello. Welcome to e-commerce expert, the absolute commerce, money and invest. Why do you think rich bath more times than the poor? So, I just got back from taking a bath. You know, the second one of the day? I was standing over the sink with a towel in my hands and I started to wonder, why do entrepreneurs take so many baths? We just have such a strong connection to them, it's almost as if we'd be totally lost without them. I'm not even sure that it's necessarily true, but it certainly feels like entrepreneurs bathe more than the average person. Is it because we're more germophobic? Do we have more bacteria on our bodies from all of that hustle and bustle? Or maybe it's just because we can't get enough of cuddling up in the tub, with our books and our tea and our candles. Maybe when you're an entrepreneur, you can never get enough relaxation time? I did some research to try and find out why entrepreneurs love baths so much, what it is that compels us to fill up a bathtub with bubbles and hot water as often as we do. Can you guess what I found out? I know what you're thinking, why do rich people bathe so much? They have no problems. Is it true that entrepreneurs bathe more often than the rest of us? The short answer is yes. The long answer is a little more complicated, but basically boils down to the fact that entrepreneurs have higher levels of dopamine than the rest of us, and dopamine makes you feel itchy. Dopamine is the chemical in your brain that tells you to do things, like get out of bed when you're tired and go to work, or make money when you're poor, or write a novel when you're bored, or take a shower when you start to smell. It's what causes people to have goals and ambition, instead of just lying on the floor all day staring at the ceiling and eating potato chips. It turns out that entrepreneurs actually have higher levels of dopamine circulating in their brains than people who don't run businesses. They get an extra jolt every time they score a new client or make a sale, which means they need to bathe more often. But here's where it gets really interesting. Other studies have shown that if you put someone in water, it temporarily increases their dopamine levels even more. So people who spend a lot of time in water, like swimmers and surfers, might end up needing to take even more showers. But the truth is, we all have to cleanse ourselves of bad energy. And when you're as successful as entrepreneur, you're bound to be susceptible to a lot more bad vibes than your average person. So how many times has your favorite, role model entrepreneur bathed today? Oh, a whole bunch. We can tell from the way he smells like tropical flowers and the way his hair is so soft and shiny that he's clearly had many, many showers. We asked him about his hygiene habits, and he was happy to share. I just want to wash off all the negativity I've experienced, he said. That's why I take so many showers. Wait a minute. You're a super successful entrepreneur and only bathe once a day when you have time. But it turns out that might not be enough for you to stay on top. After all, most of your competition is probably in the shower at least 5 times more than you are. That's right, the HBR recently did an exhaustive study of CEOs and found that they bathed an average of 3,000 times per day. The rest of us mere mortals? We barely reach 500 baths per day. What does this mean? It means that you need to get down with bathing as soon as possible if you want to keep up with other CEOs. After all, without those daily baths, how are you going to get that big promotion? Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, share and leave a comment.